Yeah? No. Look, I'm sure he's not still in the house. If you're really worried about it, why don't you go and wait out the front and we'll be there in a few minutes, OK? Yeah, we're on our way now. OK, right. PJ, fancy a change of scenery? Mrs. Phoebe's had her house burgled.
Lawson, how many times do I have to tell you this is not the way to spell out... Where is he?
He's not here yet.
I know it's the late shift, but this is ridiculous. Get on to the Imperial...
Mate,
sorry, mate.
Where have you been?
I'm sorry. Been out looking for my pop. He's done a runner from home and my mum reckons he's headed this way.
I'm sure you're very worried about your grandfather, but that is
No, it's not my grandfather. It's my great-grandfather. He's 80 years old.
How could someone do this to an elderly person?
I'm telling you, you would be amazed, Miss Porter.
Well, it's not just that the cutlery's been stolen, it's the desecration.
Please don't touch anything else. Now, when did your aunt notice all this?
Well, about 2 minutes before I rang you. I usually run her home from the daycare centre. Settle her in. I can imagine what it was like for her arriving home to this.
You speak to her?
Oh, she's in the bedroom lying down. I suppose I could go
No,
and see...
it's OK. Don't disturb her. We've got enough to get on with here.
Have you got any photographs of the cutlery?
No, but there are 2 teaspoons in the sink.
Right, would you mind if we borrow them?
No, that'll be fine. The rest of the set was in a wooden canteen.
Any idea of the value?
Well, they're antique. Sterling silver. $4,000, possibly $6,000.
Oh.
These windows, were they locked when you picked up your aunt this morning?
Closed and latched.
Well, if they're closed and latched, there'd be some sign of forced entry, and there's nothing.
I'm sure it was.
What time's the next train, do you?
All right, look, thanks a lot.
Half an hour ago, and he wasn't on that either.
Thanks for your help.
And he's been missing since last night.
Yeah, my mum and dad have checked all around the district.
Well, there's been no reported accidents between here and Swiss Creek.
Well, it's something anyway. What makes you so sure he's headed for Mount Thomas? I mean, there must be other relatives all over the place.
No, I'm the only Lawson to leave Swiss Creek in 3 generations.
Well, must have been some argument.
Yeah, and he's a stubborn old coot. That's what he is.
Well, maybe if he's got his feelings hurt, he's just hiding out somewhere.
Packed his bag and said he was leaving. If my pop says he's going to do something, he does it. Yeah, Murray Lawson.
Remember that unsold burger at Walter Jennings' place a few weeks back? Entry was through the window there too, wasn't it? Good, I don't remember. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I'll dig out the paperwork on that.
How's Nora Phoebe standing?
She's not. She's having a little lie down. We're going to have a chat with her tomorrow.
I was pointing out this is a random job.
Hang on, what makes you say that?
Oh, come on, Ben, it's a passing stranger's notices an open window, hops in, that's it.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that what's-her-name said the window was locked.
People think that they've locked their windows all the time.
Was there a spare house key hidden anywhere?
Yes, under Sneezy, the garden gnome, but it was still there when we checked.
Whoever the person was, they were a real charmer.
Absolutely not.
Okay, bye.
Still no sign of him?
Oh, no, I've tried the truck stops and the roadhouses, and every time I say how old he is, they say, oh, yeah, he's just escaped from some institution or something.
What's going on?
Jack's great-granddad has disappeared. They seem to think he's headed here.
Jack, good news. That him?
Yep.
I knew he'd be too good.
Why don't you shut up, you stupid old bastard?
That's no way to talk to your elders.
You cheated. No way you could have won that
Who
Ferris.
are you calling a cheat, mate?
Jack!
Pop. Oh, Jack. Still taking money under false pretences, I see?
False pretences, nothing. I won it fair and square.
Oh, yeah, I bet you didn't tell him you're up against 60-foot Alpine Ash half the time.
Don't worry about him, he's a sore loser.
He coming or what?
Yeah, keep your shirt on.
Gee, took your time getting here. I was worried about you. Thought you'd been kidnapped or something.
Took me a fair while to pick up a lift.
You hitched.
Well, I'm not paying a flaming bus
I
fare.
knew it. I knew you had to be Jack's pop.
And who is this vision of beauty?
Maury Lawson, this is Chris Riley.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
I'm not surprised, young Jack, that you've been keeping her a secret.
So what brings you here?
Oh, I just had to check to make sure young Jack was keeping out of mischief. Besides, I've always wanted to see the big smoke.
The big smoke, Matt Thomas.
Ah, it's a pleasure to meet you, Tom. I feel I know you well from young Jack's yards.
Yeah, me too, sir.
And you'll be Ben.
That's exactly right. It's a good answer.
And there's no prizes for guessing that you're Joe.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Lawson.
Hey, none of this Mr. Lawson business. Maury, please. And you're PJ. Terribly sorry to hear about your young lass.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. I've got a bit of work to do.
Don't let me keep her from her work.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was Pop who taught me how to ride.
Oh, really? So we've got you to blame, have we?
And oh, he was a natural.
No, not straight away. No, there's just one mare, Sherry. She's huge. I was a little tacker. And I was afraid to get up on top of her, and Pop just threw me up there, gave her a whack, and bang, we're up the paddock like a bullet.
So that did the trick, did it?
Oh, did it ever? We couldn't keep him off.
I'll just get him for you. Jack, it's your dad, mate.
Dad, g'day. Yeah, no, he's all right. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, don't go off at me. I don't know. Why don't you talk to him? I'll throw him one. Okay. It's Dad. He wants to say hello.
I've got nothing to say to him.
He's just stepped out, Dad. Yeah, okay. Say hi to Mum. Bye. Look, I know you guys have had a bit of a fight, but sooner or later you're going to have to work it out.
No, I don't.
Well, how are you going to manage when you get home?
I ain't going home. You're the only one in this family who treats me with any respect, so I'm staying right here for good.
I'm sorry, but we're just fully booked until the weekend.
Don't worry about it, Chris. Folding bed in my room will be fine.
Good idea. I'll fix it for you now.
Hey, we're just like the old days, eh? Remember we shared a room when you was a little nipper?
Yeah, I just hope you left the chamber pot back at Swift's Creek.
Ha! Haven't used one of them things since the night the dog chased the cat under the bed.
Hey, listen, Pop.
Yeah?
I don't know what the deal is between you and Dad, but
Don't you want me to stay with you?
don't want to think of you guys as enemies.
Oh, it's not just your dad, it's your mum and your grandpa. They're always fussing over me, and they treat me like a baby in nappies.
Can't be that bad. Why don't you give him a call tomorrow? Have a bit of a talk.
The time for talking is over. Now, this is the saddest excuse for a party that I've ever seen since the night the Yanks killed Farlap. Hey, listen, who knows a song, the Queensland Drover? Anyone know that? Right, let's go. That's it. Back to the up and back below the Queensland Drover. So pass the Billy Round boys, don't let the mama Sally, and dance with the house of every overlander. It's all for me, God, me jolly, jolly God. It's all for me beer and tobacco. I spend all me brass in the bottom of the glass, and across the western plains I must wander. It's all for
Even
me,
think
God,
about it.
me jolly, jolly God. It's all for me beer and tobacco.
Hey, I'll never have another karaoke night. I'll just get you a pop.
He's amazing, isn't he?
I know.
Yeah, he was in a timber jinker once, about 20 miles outside Bairnsdale, and it broke down. And he got out and he pushed the bloody thing all the way back to Swift's Creek.
No.
Dead set, you ask anyone in my family, absolutely.
Well, he hasn't slowed down very much.
No, he's taken a shine to you, Chris.
I'd never keep up.
It's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. It's all for me beer and tobacco. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Oh, that was a beauty. Hey, listen, boys, how about another drink?
Oh, is that the time?
Oh, come on, young Jack. It's early yet. Come and have another. Come on.
Maybe a water, thanks, Chris.
Water? How do you like this black water? Look, in my day, a bloke could walk around with a pack on his back and still be able to scare the daylights out of the barmaids all night.
Were you in the army, Maury?
Yeah, I did a bit of a stint, but it was my old man who got all the glory. Look, I'll show you.
I was in the Second World War.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
overseas had flat feet.
Oh, well, I'm sure you did your bit. Here, look, have a shufty. Look at that.
Hey, that's the military medal.
Yeah, my old man won that for wiping out a German machine gun nest all on his own. Yes, I inherited that when he died. Young Jackie is going to get it one day. They're worth a fortune.
Pop, maybe I should take him
No,
upstairs.
no, no.
Chris.
No, I can look after him.
Oh.
Sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'll find a clock for you.
No, don't worry about it. You go to bed. I'll fix it.
Sorry. Night all.
Hey, there's beer running down all here. You got a clock?
Dad, there you are. Where the hell have you been? I've been looking in every pub in Mount Thomas.
I was having a drink with my friend.
I pay Colin to look after you, not to let you come out drinking half the night. Now, come on, we're going home.
Oh, Rita.
Now.
Oh, I'm sorry, young Jack.
It's all right. I was awake anyway. God's sake, will you shut up?
Jack, are you awake?
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, what time is it?
It's after 8. Tom's just rung looking for you.
Jeez, I'm going to be late.
You are late. Could I have a word?
Yeah. Come in.
Where's Maury?
Oh, he must be out taking his early morning constitutional.
Look, I don't know how to say this, but I wanted to speak to you before I report it. There's a couple of $100 missing from last night's takings, and 2 people could have taken it, and one of them's your pop.
Is Chris sure?
Yeah, my pop and the other old bloke were the only 2 people in the bar when the money went missing.
Well, if she makes a complaint, we're going to have to follow it up. You know that, don't you?
I want it followed up. Pop isn't a thief.
All right, why don't I go and have a talk to Chris? Who knows? There might have been some misunderstanding.
Do you mind if I kind of tag along?
I don't think that'd be appropriate, do you?
I guess not.
Hey, Jack, your Pop's an absolute legend. All those old songs last night in fine verse.
That's Pop, life of the party for you.
Yeah, just keep telling that to my aching head. Eventually it might believe you.
Joe, your problem is you've got to hang out with men your own age in future.
Yeah, I'm definitely far too old for Maury Lawson.
Hey, PJ, you know those 2 Bergs? I've been going through them and they are almost identical. In both cases, there was an open window. No traces, no fingerprints. The interior was trashed, and in both cases there was only one item stolen. Coin collection from Mr. Jennings and Mrs. Phoebe. There was the cutlery set.
You've won me. It's the same guy.
That's right. And both places had a key hidden outside.
Right, so what? He lets himself in, he trashes the place. He leaves the window open so we think that it's a random job.
Yeah, and I reckon this guy knew exactly what he was after.
Which means this bloke must have known Phoebe and Jennings.
Parrish, come with me. Job.
What, you and me?
Yes, that's right. Come on, don't waste time. Don't worry, Lawson. We'll sort it out.
I was just looking for something to wipe it all up with, and then Rita Hammond came in.
Rita Hammond?
Yeah.
Chuck Fowler was here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's been up to his old trick.
Who knows?
So when exactly did you notice the money was missing?
Well, when they'd all gone, that's when I started counting again.
Could it have gone earlier in the evening then?
No, because there was a corner missing off one of the $50 notes, and I noticed it just as Maury spilled his drink.
And this was one of the stolen notes?
Yes.
Well, you still swing that pretty well.
The bloke my age, you mean?
Don't sell yourself short. That would have taken me most of the day.
Yeah, but you weren't 5-time standard block champion at the Bairnsdale show.
No, look, Maury...
I still would be if it wasn't for Thumper Thompson, but what can you do when you've got to give a bloke 30 years?
I was just wondering if you knew whether Chris was down a fair bit of money.
Yeah, my oath she is. Do you know what she paid for this lot?
I don't mean...
Ned Kelly is alive and well. You blokes ought to do something about it.
Well, that's a big smoke for you.
Yeah, Maury, I'm not talking about the wood. The money was missing from the till last night.
It sounds pretty serious, Tom.
That's very serious.
Yeah, well, I certainly didn't have anything to do with it, if that's what you're thinking.
No one's saying you did.
Well, you're more than welcome to go through me things.
This bloke you were with last night, now, I don't know how well you know him.
Now, hang on a minute there. Your chook had nothing to do with it.
Oh.
I take a bloke on his face value, and believe me, you can trust him. He wouldn't have touched your money, not Chook.
I suppose you're trying to pin something on me like you used to do in the old days, are you?
Come on, Chook, don't sound so surprised. We've got a theft with 2 possible suspects. One of them's got a clean slate, the other one's got form going back to the late 14th century.
See, that's where you got it wrong. Old guy's too gone in the head.
And you are?
Colin Hammond. Took's grandson.
And you live here, do you, Mr. Hammond?
Yeah. Yeah, I look after Chuck when Mum's at work.
And were you with your grandfather at the pub last night?
No. But I got a proper serve from Mum for letting him go out on his own last night.
I see. Well, it'll help sort things out if you let us have a look around. If you don't mind.
Yeah, I mind. Look, this old guy, he is too gaga in the head to steal anything.
Well, we're going to have to just sort it out down at the station.
Station? We're going to catch a train.
Mr. Fowler. Mr. Fowler. Chook.
Are you talking to me, girlie?
Can you tell me if you took any money from the bar of the Imperial last night?
The Imperial? That's full of wowsers. I wouldn't be seen dead in there, would I, Reg?
You were there last night, Grandpa. And I'm Colin, remember?
See what I tell you?
All right, we're letting you go for now, but we may need to talk to you again, understand?
Yes, Major.
Acting Sergeant Stewart will put you through the book.
Yeah, just come with me, thanks.
Just go with this chap here.
Just over here.
After you.
My desk.
After you. You're a psychologist. What do you think?
Oh, he's just an old man who's losing his marbles.
That's the technical term for it, is it?
Put it this way. Even if he did take that money, I don't think he knew what he was doing.
Come on, have you seen his record? He's always known what he's...
Yeah, but he hasn't been in trouble for 10 years.
Where is he?
Well, you took your time.
Well, I can't just up and leave work whenever I want. I'll get the sack.
Hi, Sophie.
Oh, don't give me that, you old...
Mrs. Hammond, is it?
What's he done now?
We're talking to your father about some money that went missing from the Imperial last night. But he seems a little bit confused.
Yeah, that'd be right. He's never confused about spending his pension money. Unless it means paying me board.
Bored? I'm not bored.
Are you saying he could be faking it?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not his daughter for nothing. I'm not telling you anything.
What about a search?
Young Colin's already knocked us back on that, and we'd need a lot more evidence before we can get a warrant.
I don't want people thinking my pop's a thief.
No one's thinking that.
Well, until we can prove it. Look, he wasn't that confused at the pub yesterday, and his own daughter as good as said he was faking it.
She must be just about at the end of her tether, though. I mean, Chook was one of our major headaches when I first came to Mount Thomas.
Well, is he a con artist or something?
No. Theft was his go, mainly burgs, but the odd shoplifting.
What about Mrs. Chook?
She had the good sense to leave years ago. Look, I wouldn't trust Chook as far as I could kick him. But he's a wily old bugger. Proving that he's bunging this on is not going to be easy. And even his own doctor believes him.
Chris, you see my pop?
A bit hard to miss.
Pop!
Over here, young Jack.
G'day.
I'll tell you what, the trout of Mount Thomas have been getting their own way for far too long.
I thought you'd be worried about this missing money business.
Missing what? Oh, money? No, not really, no.
Well, look, I just came by to tell you that we're doing everything we can to find the bloke who really did it.
Look, I'm sure the police are doing a great job. But look, now that you're here, there's something else I want to talk to you about.
Look, I've got to get back to work.
Your living arrangements.
What's wrong with my living arrangements?
Well, you can't keep living in a pub for the rest of your life, even if the scenery is great. Look, I've been thinking, you need a place, I need a place. Why don't we get one together?
Well, what about the rest of the family?
Well, they can find their own place.
No, Pop, I didn't
Look,
mean
just
that.
a small farm, I thought. You know, room enough for your horse, Matilda, and a veggie
Look, I can't really talk about this now. You be careful and keep an eye out for Chook.
Hey, Chook? What's wrong with him?
He's a crook, that's what's wrong with him.
Oh, is he? Oh, really? Well, what's he done recently?
Nothing in the last 10 years.
Nothing. Constable Lawson, I am surprised at you. I thought you were brought up to believe in giving a bloke a fair go.
Hey, Maury! Ready to give the fish a fright?
Blood oath.
30 acres, spring-fed dams. Look, I'm sorry, is there a crime? Well, usually, yes. I see. Jack, for you, some real estate agent named Celia Donald, something about a farm for rent.
Oh, yeah. Jack Lawson here? No, that's my great-grandfather, Maury. Why are you calling him?
Mount Thomas Police, acting sergeant Stewart speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes, Mr. Jennings.
And Widgery Realty would like you to call him as well. You know how the boss feels about personal phone calls.
Don't look at me, it's Pop's idea.
What's Pop's idea?
It's this new feed we're trying to hook up to Matilda. Molasses.
I've got it. The link between those two bergs, both Phoebe and Jennings go to the daycare centre at Eventide.
I don't believe the information could have come from here.
Well, look, we can't be sure, of course, but it does seem that this daycare centre is the only link between Mr. Jennings and Mrs. Phoebe.
It's just so distressing. Well, I mean, to think that someone would use their position to take advantage of a couple of helpless old people.
Is there anyone, patient or staff, that was particularly close to either of them?
I think you can safely rule out the patients. I mean, they're here because they lack all their faculties.
Staff?
Not that I can think of, no. And Mr. Jennings only comes here for occasional care. Whenever it becomes too much for his daughter and son-in-law to deal with.
Right, we'll need a list of employees if you don't mind.
We'll be very discreet.
You're not supposed to get in with the fish, you know.
Pop, are you all right? What happened?
I'm all right. Stop fussing, will you? You should have told me you couldn't swim.
He pulled me out of the river, he did.
Right, that's really good. Come on, Pop, let's get you out of these
I'm
wet
all right,
clothes.
will you? Stop
You
fussing.
stupid old fool.
Who are you calling an old fool?
Come on, Pop, before you freeze.
Rita, he's actually okay. There's no harm done.
And Murray saved my life.
Should have let the old bastard drown.
That's a nice way to talk about your father.
You know, I used to think you were bunging it on. But you really are potty, aren't you?
Oh, Rita.
Years of being dragged from pillar to post, bailing you out of police cells, putting up with your stealing, your drinking, and now I get to look after a senile old man.
Rita, he's...
Keep out of this. You don't know. You couldn't possibly. Now, come on, we're going home.
She promised me an Irish coffee.
I said, come.
Ow, you're hurting.
Not nearly as much as I'm going to hurt you when I get you home.
She can't do that to him.
But Pop, don't worry about it now. Let's just get you into some dry clothes. What the hell do you think you were doing jumping in the river like that? You could have drowned.
Poppycock.
It's not poppycock. You could have been taken by a snag, a current, or bunyip.
You're beginning to sound like your father.
Well, if I am, it's because I worry about you.
Yeah.
Now, don't do it again. Now, dry clothes.
Look, get out of my way. I've been dressing myself for nearly 80 years. I think I'm still capable. Now, that's funny. Where the bloody hell have they gone?
A pair of undies can't be that hard to find.
It's not them I'm looking for. It's me father's medals. They've gone.
And nothing else was touched?
Well, nothing as far as I could see.
I knew what they were looking for.
Hey, Chris, did you notice anyone sort of, lurking around at all?
No, too busy working to notice anything.
What I don't get is how they got in. There was no sign of forced entry.
So, Jacko, you still got your key?
Yeah, and Chris has got the spare.
Well, normally I do, but I gave mine to Maury.
Yeah, I've got mine ready. Hang on. I did have
Maury,
it.
when did you last use your key?
Well, I haven't used it as it happens, because every time I wanted to come in the room, Jack's been with me.
So you think Maury's been pickpocketed for his key?
I don't know. It's a possibility.
And we all know by who.
Hey, hang on there. If you reckon old Chook had anything to do with this, then you're wrong.
Well, he's the only one apart from you and me that knew the medals were here.
What a nasty, suspicious nature you've got. You wouldn't credit
I'm
it.
just being realistic, Pop.
Realistic. Look, I might not have even put them there in the first place. They'll turn up. And for Pete's sake, why don't you just cheer up?
Is this a burg or lost property?
I don't know anymore.
Gonna dance with it, Dolly, with the whole... Hey, anyone know that old song? It's a beauty. Beautiful. All right, what about this one? Irene,
An early start, mate. I'll see you later.
Another drink, I think.
Irene, good night. Good night, Irene.
Sing-alongs must be quite a tradition in our family.
Oh, yeah, huge tradition, yeah. Won't do the bar trade much good if they become one round here.
Yeah. Murray hasn't changed his mind about going back to Swiss Creek, huh?
No, he wants to rent a farm and move out there with me.
It's a bit of a big move.
Tell me about it. I mean, I love my pop and all, but I don't know what I'd do living in the middle of Whoop Whoop with an old man, 80-year-old man.
Chris, can't you get that silly old bastard to pipe down?
Oh, look, if you don't like the entertainment, you're welcome to go. What'll it be?
Another beer, thanks, Chris. You know, you're going to have to tell him.
Have you ever tried telling my pop anything?
Well, no, but you're just going to have to take a deep breath and do it.
I didn't disturb you last night, did I?
No.
Yeah, because I know I'm up and down a lot, but once we get a place of our own, we can have a room each. And I will miss our good night chats.
Actually, Pop, I've been wanting to talk to you about that.
Oh, yeah. So have I, you know. That real estate Sheila, she's come up with a really fine place. There's plenty of room for Matilda, and it's got a fireproof stable. Would you believe that?
Sounds great. But,
Yeah.
Pop, I'd rather stay at the pub.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
That's fine. You know, I can always get a room of my own.
No,
and,
Pop, you don't understand. What I'm trying to say is, I've got my own life to live now.
Yeah, I'd be cramping your style. That's what you young blokes say.
No. You've got your life to live, too. Why don't you give Dad a call tomorrow?
You know, they shoot dogs when they get old and useless. I wish someone had shown me the same consideration.
Haven't you got an alarm clock?
Yeah, I do. Goes off every hour or so.
What?
My pop. Is it normal to go to the bathroom like 4 or 5 times in a night?
Well, it might be if you're 80.
You don't have to be 80. You'll find out.
Ah, yes, come to Papa.
What you got there?
Christopher Allen Pearson, contract cleaner at the Eventide Daycare Centre. He's got form for burglary.
Worth a conversation.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, Mount Thomas Police Acting Sergeant Stewart speaking. Yes, it is.
Do you end up having that chat?
Oh, yeah, we talked.
Still there now.
So, how'd it go?
Okay, just keep him in the
Yeah,
shop.
good. He wants to be shot.
Okay, thanks, mate.
What?
Jack, job for you down at the chemist shop.
Well, look who we have here.
Look, he doesn't even know what's going on. And he probably didn't even know he took the stuff.
Do you see what happened to Tish?
They came in and get a prescription filled. And while the young man paid for the script, the old man went outside, put his hand in his pocket, and out fell a bottle of expensive perfume.
Perfume?
These shoplifters, they'll steal anything.
Yeah. You're in trouble again, hey, Chook?
Do I know you?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Is this your bag here?
Went through World War II with me, this bag.
No, it didn't, Grandpa. You got out of rummage sale, remember?
Suppose you didn't see anything either, did you?
No, sorry, not a thing.
Did you take these items without paying, Mr. Fowler?
Where's the girlie?
She's not here. Now, these items, the perfume, the sunglasses,
Perfume?
the cameras...
Oh, Rita's mother, Babs. She was the one for perfume. She smelled like a rose garden, she did.
If we could get back to what we're talking about, did you pay for any of these items?
Colin paid. He paid for my prescription.
No, I'm not talking about your prescriptions. I'm talking about these things that you took, the sunglasses, the hairbrush, the films.
Films? I like films. George Wallace, he was funny. Let George do it where they cut the boat in half.
He needed some diazepam. So I took him down to the chemist, I handed over the script, and I told him to wait there till I got back.
Anyone see you leave?
Well, what are you saying? I took the stuff.
Just answer the question, please,
Look,
Mr.
I don't know, all right? The chemists. No, he was busy filling the prescription. Maybe somebody did. Anyway, I came back, I went to pick up the medicine, and the stuff falls right out of his pocket. And that's all I know. Should have left the old bastard alone.
Just as a matter of interest, this forgetfulness of your grandfather's, do you think he might be putting it on?
Oh, you've been listening to Mum. She hates him. Yeah, frankly, I don't blame her.
But what do you think?
No, he's definitely a couple of kangaroos loose the top paddock. No question.
The guy's been in trouble all his life and nothing's changed.
Yeah, except he's gone senile and that changes everything.
Well, even if you believe that, still doesn't give him the right to go nicking all this stuff.
Yeah, but shouldn't we give him the benefit of the doubt? I say we let him go, or at least get him assessed.
If you're right, and he doesn't know what he's doing, how come he made a beeline for the most expensive stuff in the shop?
I don't know, lucky, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet. I say we charge him and let the court sort it out.
Now I'm going to take your fingerprints, do you understand?
Look, what are you doing that for? You don't already have his prints.
Look, it's just routine, sir.
It's the dumbest thing I've heard.
That's enough, thank you, Mr. Hammond.
What's going on here?
Oh, some old lags never learned. How'd you go with Pearson?
Oh, no good. You know, I was sure it was going to be him, but no, he was working at the daycare centre on the day of the first burg.
So where are we now?
Well...
Nowhere.
No, that's not true. Actually, yeah, like he said.
Girlie.
Well, unfortunately, it's not a game.
Ow!
Look, just leave him alone now, all right? Can't you see you're hurting him?
Look, sorry.
No, look, bloody leave him alone.
Hey, Hammond, you won't be told again.
Let's just roll up your sleeve here and we'll... Boss?
There you go, Mr. Fowler. I'll just put this ice pack here. I'll be right back. Okay.
How old are you? 20, 21?
23, almost.
Must drive you mad sometimes, 23 years old, being saddled with a senile old man.
That's right, blame me.
If it wasn't you, who was it?
I don't have to testify against my own family now, do I?
Are you saying it was your mum?
No, I'm not saying nothing. Really?
Don't look at me. I didn't do it.
I saw how you were with him yesterday. You practically dragged him out of the pub.
Yeah, but I didn't hit him.
You threatened him.
I never.
Not as bad as I'm going to hurt you when we get home. I think those were the words.
Oh, well, that's just something you say, you know, like when you tell the kids you're going to kill them. Look, let me talk to him. I'll sort it out.
No, not possible, I'm afraid. Dr. Carter has organised some temporary accommodation for him. Somewhere he's going to be safe until we can find out who's been belting him.
He'd be safe at home.
Look, I know it can't have been easy growing up with Chook. There'd be a lot of people out there who wouldn't blame you for wanting to get your own back.
You don't know the half of it. You want to see bruises? I could have shown you plenty. But I never hit him. He might be a miserable old bastard, but he's my dad.
Maybe it wasn't either of them.
Maybe it'd be worth talking to the old bloke himself.
Unfortunately, I doubt he'd be able to tell you what time of day it was, let alone who hit him.
Still, it couldn't hurt. Fresh face, I can do that.
Jack, I just heard about old Chook. Is it true?
What true?
Well, I just run into his young bloke down the Rubbity, and he reckons that the Chook's been put into one of them nursing homes.
No, that's not true, Pop.
Are you sure? Because, you know, once you go into them, you'll never be seen again.
No, it's absolutely, Pop. Look, Chook's been going to this daycare centre thing, and he's got a hostel out the back, and Dr. Carter has organised a bed for him there for a couple of days.
Well, I thought he was living with his grandson.
Only Monday to Wednesday. The rest of the week he comes to us.
Really? Would they be the same days that Mr. Jennings is with you?
I'll have to look it up.
And Mrs. Phoebe?
Mr. Jennings. Monday to Friday. But surely you don't think that Mr. Fowler has anything
Can we speak to him, please?
I don't think that would be appropriate.
How many more of your patients would you like to see Rob, Mrs. Dow?
I think that's uncalled for.
No, that's okay. We can talk with him later.
We should be talking to Chook Fowler.
No, it's a waste of time, because Chook would just do his whole Alzheimer's act. Besides, he couldn't have done those burgs because they happened on a Thursday and he comes here on Thursday, Friday.
So what, you saying that Chook just happens to go to the same daycare centre as the two burg victims and it's a coincidence? I don't think so.
No, what I'm suggesting is that Chook didn't do the burgs himself, but he passed on the relevant details to somebody who did. Colin Andrew Hammond.
What the hell is this?
We have a warrant to search these premises.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, you can't do this. You've got no right to do this.
We can and we shall.
Hey, look, you're not going to find anything back there, buddy.
What is it, Colin? What's going on?
Nothing, Mum.
What have you been
Look,
up to?
it's a load of crap. Hey, Sue!
All right, calm down.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, look, I've never seen these medals before. You know, maybe Grandpa could have put them there.
Well, why would he want to hide Mr. Lawson's medals under your bed?
I don't know, he could have got confused. You know what he's like.
OK, Colin, I put it to you that you have been running a scam with your grandfather.
That's crap.
Yes, you have, where he befriends other patients, finds out who's got something worth stealing and where they keep their spare key, then you break in and steal their stuff.
Yeah, look, I told you, this is a
All
load
right,
of
okay.
crap.
Who got rid of the goods? You or Chook? All right, no skin off our noses. We'll go to the second-hand dealers. I'm sure they have no problem putting you in it.
Yeah, do what you like, OK?
Good. And in the meantime, we're going to charge you with handle stolen goods, unlawful possession in relation to Mr. Lawson's medals.
You'll never make that stick.
Really? I don't know about that. What do you reckon, Acting Sergeant?
I wish I could be that sure of winning lotto.
Yeah, pretty low crime, too. Can't see the magistrate taking too kindly. You know, it would be really good if we could say to him that you cooperate.
Yeah, look, all right. OK. But it wasn't my idea. It was Chook's.
Chook?
Yeah, he put me up to the whole thing, right?
But he's just a crazy old man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's crazy, all right. Like a fox.
Hey, Chook!
Let's take this stuff.
Nobody saw him go. Are you sure we're not just looking for an old man with dementia?
No, and we got a statement from Colin Hammond implicating him to the Bergs.
Besides, you usually find loopy old men wandering around in their pyjamas, not bolting off with a suitcase full of clothes.
An hour. He could be halfway to Melbourne by now.
Be worth knowing if you had any associates down there.
Yeah, it's a good thought.
He wouldn't have just gone home, would he?
Nah, he's not that silly. Anyway, we dropped in to see Rita and she promised to let us know if he turned up.
And you believed her?
Well,
she's had a gutful of him.
Yeah, still chip off the old block, you know?
OK, we'll keep an eye on the house.
Chook's a bit of a loner by the looks. No known associates.
So where the dickens is he?
I could talk to Pop. Those two are getting on like a house on fire.
Yeah, all right. Go on. Quick as you can.
Pop? Pop!
Jack, listen, he might have just taken your advice and be heading back to Swift's Creek.
He's too proud for that.
Still, it'd be worthwhile giving your mum and dad a ring anyway. They can let us know if he turns up.
Yeah, I still reckon he busted Chook out.
Yeah, well, we're about to find out. How did you go?
He was there all right. One of the nurses recognised him, said he was deep in conversation with Chook, and then they both took off in a cab together.
Did you trace the cab?
Yep, dropped him off at Kitcher's Gorge Road.
He's gone bush.
He'll be all right. If he's as good in the bush as you reckon he is, he'll be fine.
That's the country around Swift's Creek, he knows. Put him out here, he wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, but bush is bush.
Yeah, 491 to VKC. Receiving 491, go ahead. Elderly male sighted on a fire track 2 kilometres east of Ketchup Gorge.
See, told you.
Mount Thomas 309 to VKC.
Go ahead, 309.
Yeah, we'll check that out. Joe, hang a left.
Got a drink for an old digger?
Where's my great-granddad?
He's talking about a logger's hut. That's why I agreed to go with him.
Logger's hut? Where?
That's what I started to ask. Then it hit me. He's talking about Gippsland. That's when I thought about heading to the main road.
So where's Maury now?
How the hell do I know? In there somewhere. Meddle? You should see Rita about that. She's always meddling.
I wouldn't bother with the loony babble, Chook. Won't wash.
Colin told us about your little act and about the scheme you cooked up between the two of you.
He did.
Yes, indeed. We could play you a copy of his tape if you'd like.
Bloody Ingrid. Well, two can play at that game. You know that chemist the other day, all the stuff that got stolen?
You mean the stuff that you stole?
Not me, no. A tow rag of a grandson of mine. He was relying on me doing the Gaga act if he got caught.
But you were the one that got charged.
I would have got off.
What, so you're saying that you didn't know anything about that?
No, not a thing. And it was him that bashed me up, too.
Why would he want to bash up a nice bloke like you?
Because of the medals. I got the key and then worded Colin up, and when Maury pulled me out of the river, well, didn't seem right somehow.
Oh, don't tell me you got a conscience, Chook.
I try not to let it get in the way too much.
Well, so you're saying that you got guilty and tried to get the medals back and then Colin got nasty?
Yeah, that bloody bastard. Mother should have got rid of him before he was born. Would have if I had my way.
Right, so why didn't you report this assault at the time, Chook?
Well, he's family, isn't he?
Look, I've just about finished the east side of the gorge, boss. Just a bit longer?
Negative, Lawson. Turn back now. I don't want to have to explain what the four-wheel driver's doing down the bottom of Ketcher's Gorge, let alone have to replace a promising member.
Thanks a lot, boss. Just a minute. I think I found him.
Pop! Pop! Jack! Jack, watch your step.
Pop. You all right? What have you done to yourself?
Oh, stop fussing, will you?
Very nasty sprain. I'd rather you stayed here tonight.
I'll be fine.
As you wish.
Had a bit of a shock, Pop.
Yeah, for a bloke my age, you mean.
For a bloke anyone's age.
Oh, will you stop babying me?
Maybe it's time somebody did. You obviously can't look after yourself.
You young whippersnapper. What did you say to me?
Gentlemen, this is my hospital. I'm the only one who yells in it.
Sorry. Look, I spoke to Mum. And she told me this isn't the first time you've done something like this.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, that's why they don't want you out collecting wood on your own.
I was taking the scenic route home.
You're walking in the wrong direction, Pop.
Rubbish.
Not rubbish.
I don't have to listen to this.
Well, fine. Fine. Run out of me. Run out on everybody who cares about you. But sooner or later, you're going to have to wake up and start acting your age.
Bye, cheese, fellas. Be careful of these.
He doesn't seem any worse for wear, does he?
No, they build them tough up our
Hey,
way.
Chris, another round of drinks for my friends. I suppose this independent young fella here will be paying for his own.
Pop,
Forget it, Jack. We've both said our piece.
I suppose so.
It'll be $10.50,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Pop, where'd you get this note?
I don't know why.
It's one of the ones went missing the other night.
You can't remember anything about it?
Not a thing.
Well, that's what he says, and I believe him.
Well, what about Chris?
She believes him too. And she doesn't want to press charges, so I guess that's the end of the matter.
Thanks, boss.
So what's the old bloke going to do now?
Oh, well, that's the question. You know, he should be back with the family who can take care of him.
But he doesn't want to go.
No, it's his pride. You know, he doesn't want to go back until he can feel useful again.
Well, you've always seemed like a resourceful young bloke to me. I'm sure you can think up some sort of crisis.
Chris will be in firewood for the next year, the way you're going.
It's the least I can do after all that trouble.
Oh, no. Chris is fine.
I'm not having them wood merchants ripping her off. And as this is me last afternoon, I thought, well, why not?
You're leaving?
Yep, first thing in the morning.
All right, well, there you go then.
Yeah, well, I had this phone call from Uncle Harry. Apparently your Aunt Jenny's got to go down to Melbourne, have this operation. He wants to go down there with him, and he's asked me if I could help him out around the place.
Oh, there'll be plenty of stuff for you to do there.
Yeah. Your Auntie Jenny has had this operation planned for about the last 8 months. And she's also got 2 strapping young sons who are quite capable of looking after the place. You'd have to get up pretty early in the morning to pull the wool over Maury Lawson's eyes.
So you're still going then, are you?
Well, when a bloke can't remember picking up $50 notes off a bar, I think it's time he went home to people who love him and who are going to care for him. What do you reckon?
I'm going to miss you, Pop.
I love you, young Jack. Now get off me log while I chop it. That's the boy.